It's something that's like a Midwestern interpretation of Italy. Someone who has never been to Italy before, but has only seen it reflected through media. That was, and then last time I was in St. Louis, I had hooked up with someone who is from Illinois and Missouri, but is Sicilian. So that was part of the choice too, was I was like, I'm going to invite my Sicilian lover to this Airbnb in the Italian neighborhood of St. Louis, Missouri.
You were living your Italian land fantasy under the Tuscan sun, honey.
But in the cold, cold February St. Louis, Missouri. And then I arrived there and
under the
St.
Louis sun, honey.
St. Louis, the Arch.
And
You
so
got to try the toasted ravioli.
So the sidewalks are...
St. Louis style pizza is so flat. So flat. You never see a pizza so flat as this.
Wait, the crosswalks are Italian flag printed. So you know how in some cities in the gay districts, there's like the rainbow? In this area, there's the Italian flag like on the crosswalks, and then
God,
every
that
like
city
little
is so funny. What a funny fucking town.
Every little bar that I like pass or everything around this Airbnb are like little Italian restaurants. And then for people who don't know, St. Louis is known for our toasted ravioli, which is just ravioli pasta deep fried, and we call it toasted ravioli. Breaded and deep fried, and they've started selling them in like Trader Joe's and stuff. So people outside of Missouri know about them now. We also have our own pizza that I did not have because I'm gluten and dairy intolerant, but it's called Emos. And there was like a kidnapper named Michael Devlin who famously worked at one of the Emos, and he kept some children in a basement.
You make the pizza so flat. That's why it's so flat, the little hands.
And the cheese itself.
Stop. You're ruining Five Nights at Freddy's 2, the sequel.
Yeah. Hello, Sharks. I like to pitch Five Nights at Freddy's 2.
And the cheese is its own special blend.
Yes.
That is like 4 different cheeses. That's like disgusting. But if you grew up going Provel. And if you grew up going to like birthday parties and roller skate parties, then you were indoctrinated to love. And the pizza's cut in squares instead of like pizza slices.
And the crust is, again, I cannot stress this enough, flat. Like it's not 3-dimensional. It's 2-dimensional. It is not raised at all.
Okay, so I get to St. Louis, Missouri. I pull up in the Target. It's 5 minutes before I'm supposed to show up at my friends. They text me and they're like, "Hey, I'm puking," and I was like, "Okay, so I shouldn't come see you tonight. I have 3 nights, and first night my friend is puking 5 minutes before I arrive to see them for their birthday." And so I'm like, all right, we pivot. And I hit up my hookup and I'm like, what's going on tonight? And they're like, it's Mardi Gras. There's this like rave I'm going to with my neighbor. You should come dance. And I was like, great. So I show up and they're like, oh, by the way, I'm on mushrooms. And I'm like, right, I'm sober, but it's already too late. And then we arrive and it's like one of those white people raves where like all of the white people have dreads. And like there's all of these like cis dudes on like Molly and shrooms. And like the inside is very like vibey. So it's definitely not Mardi Gras themed, but it's some DJ's like 30th birthday. He plays a didgeridoo over like some drum and bass, and this guy comes up to me. This hasn't happened in 10 years since I was a straight cis girl, sorority girl. A guy comes up to me, he's like, "Do you want to dance?" And I was like, and I had full facial hair. Like I had full facial hair. I was wearing, I think, this shirt, like full, like top surgery scars were out. And he comes out, he's like, "Do you want to dance?" And he seems so straight. And I'm just like, I'm good. And then he did that thing that guys at bars do, was like, what? What? Are you sure? I'm kind of gesturing with my hands, this sort of like frustration. Yeah, that's like kind of the noise of the hands. And I was like, I'm good. It was so confusing. And then this happened to my hookup too, who looks similarly to me, like looks like a Twinkie, non-binary, does not look like a girl, has facial hair, whatever. Same thing happens to them. We're like, what's going on? Is this just like a free love, like they're just experimenting thing? And then we're by the pool table and another guy comes up and is like, "Oh, sorry to bump into like the most beautiful people I've ever seen." And we were just like, what is happening?
Javier Bardem. Damn.
Yeah, it was our Javier Bardem moment, but like,
not
him. Not hot dude.
Doesn't look like Javier Bardem.
Not at all. Very
Few men
confusing.
do.